Hello everyone, I'm Jamal Ayour, Professor Researcher in Food Science and Technology. In this session, we will explore sustainable packaging and product innovation for cuisine and why sustainable is now essential in the agri-food sector. You will also understand how packaging design influences environmental impact, food quality, and innovation opportunities across the industry. Uh, in this table, we will talk about different part. In this part of the document, that table of content structure, the module, we will begin and with the introduction and competencies, then move into fundamental sustainable packaging. The first part covers definition, environmental challenges, and then the eco-design principle and materials such as recycled and reviewed packaging. For introduction, we begin with this course overview of the document of the objective of the course. The course explains how packaging has evolved from a simple protective layer to a strategic sustainability tool. You will learn how packaging influences waste generation, carbon footprint, recyclability, and ultimately consumer behavior. We also highlight how the agri-food industry increasingly integrates sustainability in its value chain, as we can show in this picture with different type of packaging. Packaging is no longer just protective tool. It's a very an instrument for sustainability, value creation, and brand differentiation between different industry. Regarding uh, the evolution of life cycle of packaging throughout this course, student will understand how packaging is its objective, how the packaging decision influence waste generation, carbon footprint, recyclability, and customer behavior. The course combines theoretical foundations with practical tools, including simplified life cycle assessment concepts, and the document prepares students to actively contribute to sustainable development goals within food systems with new trends, as in these pictures explain plastic product life cycles for packaging, as you can see, from the extractions, part to production, fabrication, the use of the packaging, and end of life of the packaging, with this option of energy recovery and valorization of this product. About the study, the unit and the purpose of the studies, the objective, the principal objective is for the studies unit is to equip students with the essential knowledge and skills to evaluate, select, and design sustainable packaging solutions for food and agriculture products. Students will learn how packaging choices affect the environmental product, shelf life, food safety, and business performance. It's one of the best module for the trend, for the actuality. This unit aims to bridge the gap between environmental responsibility and industrial feasibility, the two bases for for agri-food sector. This course also encourages critical thinking by highlighting trade-offs such as balancing material reduction with food waste prevention. It also this thematics of sustainable packaging expertise increasingly demanded across multiple professional, including not just for food sectors but also for different sectors such as cosmetic, pharmaceutical sectors. Companies are actively recruiting professionals who understand eco design, recyclability, compostability, and regulatory compliance. This course prepares students for roles such as packaging, technologies, sustainability officers, quality and compliance manager, and then product development specialty, as you can show on this graph, with importance of the use of the packaging, sustainable packaging for food global market, with this increase in between different years for a vision for 2029 for to create the best benefit and best market for this sector industry, as you can see in different sectors. About importance of sustainability agri-food packaging, as you can see, there's a lot of advantage regarding reduction of plastic waste, lower greenhouse gas emission, efficient resource use, protection of ecosystems. It's really important to indicate that sustainability packaging also contributes to food loss and waste reductions, which has a greater environmental footprint than packaging itself when food is described. About competency based for this learning approach, the objective of the course is structured around competency based framework, enabling student or also for professional such as technician or engineer to acquire applied skills rather than only theoretical knowledge. Competencies are interconnected between developed progress between environmental sector, food sector, and the R&D sector. It aims to develop it progressively throughout the course, ensuring coherence between knowledge, practice, and innovation. About technical competency, different compet of the course. Technical competency focus understanding materials, their properties, as we describe this table, and how they interact with food. Students learn about barriers, properties, mechanical resistance, food contact, the choice of the materials for production of and manufacturing of foods. This knowledge is essential to evaluate whether sustainability material can effectively replace a conventional one, as you can see in this table from one of the last studies. There is different property with different materials to production of food-based polyester, PL, APS, and PET, with different indicators, as you can see in this table, from density, ultimate, tensile strength, and elasticity, and other physicochemical properties that allow to choose the best materials for the packaging. About green digital competencies, this is very important axis in this course. Green competency develop environmental awareness and the ability to apply eco-design principles. Students learn life cycle thinking, recycling systems, and circular economic strategy. And also for the trends, for the new technology and innovation about digital competency, introduces tools such as a QR code, digital labeling, and traceability systems used for consumers, and improve sustainability monitoring. About entrepreneurial and research competencies, entrepreneurial, it's one of the axes, the best axis of this sector of packaging. That the objective is to create a value creation opportunity, not and it can to differentiated product, strengthen brand image, opening new markets, improved quality of the product, and export for different market and all over the world. Resilience competency prepares students to adapt fast changing regulations, technology, and consumer expectation. About key concepts of sustainability. Why talking about sustainability packaging? Because it refers to meeting present needs without compromising future generation. In packaging, it involves reducing environmental impact using renewable circulated materials and ensure responsible end-of-life management, as you can see in this picture, that explain the environmental economic with the three pillars of sustainability, such as environmental sustainability, economic, and social sustainability. This pillars, this axis, it's really essential for to create the best material for the packaging, for unpackaged sustainability. Packaging system include primarily, secondary, and tertiary packaging, of which influences sustainability innovation. And the innovation in this context means developing new materials, design, or system that improve performance with reducing impact for environmental, for cost, and for industry. So that is for introduce the objective, purpose, and of our course. For the first part of our course, we talk about fundamentals of sustainability packaging, such as a fundamental with first part. It's about fundamentals of sustainable packaging. We will talk with different definition. Technical use in this area. We start with in definition for sustainable packaging is refers to packaging solutions that are designed and produced in a way to minimize negative environmental impact while still fulfilling essential technical, economic, and safety functions. So it is the trend, the objective, it's to get benefit for this new trend, new technologies. Unlike conventional packaging, which mainly focus on protection cost and marketing, sustainable packaging integrates environmental responsibility across the entire life cycle of the packaging materials. The life cycle includes raw material, extraction materials, processing, manufacturing, transportation, used by consumer and life management. It's different part as you can you can see in this picture as shows with the shelf life with extraction of the materials. That is first step, then manufacture, production of the package, and the use, and then the end life of life of our packaging. In the agri-food sector, sustainable packaging is particularly important because packaging must both protect perishable product and reduce environmental burdens. Poor packaging design can increase food spoilage, which has a greater environmental footprint than packaging waste itself. It's one of and this we are talking about this in the previous chapter. As you can see in this table, the key element of sustainable packaging, such as environmental, functional, economic, social. The objective of this course is to create a bridge between these elements and then allow to students to understand and to use this concept for the professional part. About scope sustainable packaging, the scope of sustainable packaging extends beyond materials choice and includes design strategy, logistic optimization, consumer communication, and a number of life systems. Packaging sustainability must be evaluated within the broader supply chain and circular economic framework. That is the objective of scope and scope of sustainability sector and with new trend. We talk about two type of packaging, primary packaging and sustainable packaging also. For primary packaging, direct food contact must guarantee the food safety, the food quality of the product, preserve sensory quality and nutrition quality of your product. However, for sustainable packaging also considers compatibility with the existing recycling and waste management infrastructure. Moreover, sustainability requires alignment with the regulations and standards such as the Europe Packaging and Packaging Waste Directive for normalization for Europe standards. Therefore, sustainability packaging is a multi-dimensional concept combining environmental science, engineering, economic, and policy, as you can show. You can see in this document about packaging life cycle with different steps from extraction to post-use of your product with different steps such as manufacturing of your packaging, filling process, quality control, quality monitoring of your product, and then use of your product and as packaging life cycle. About environmental objective of your product, one of the main objective of sustainable packaging is minimizing environmental impact. This is one of the first objective of the use of this product with different advantages such as reduce the resource consumption, lower carbon footprint, waste minimization, energy efficiency, with some disadvantage comparison with other type of products such as primary product packages. Packaging contributes to climate change, but also for energy intensity production process, particularly for returnable plastics. Another key of objective is to reduction of the pollution related to use of the plastic. And for that, it's very essential to choose the best materials for your product, as you can show in this graph that demonstrate global packaging related for dioxide carbons as emission, as you can see, with different product for different bottles from back in box, and then from can, from light glasses, for example, and different type of glasses that you can see with an important essential for this type of product. This figure states average emission for each type of packaging, and then the importance of the use of the best materials to develop your future packaging. About economic objectives, for sustainable packaging to be widely adopted, it's very important to choose the raw materials. And the raw materials, it's one of the best elements. It's a formulation of your product with the best ingredients, with the best active form for your ingredients, and then assure the transport and the waste fees for different step of your end of life end of your product. It's one of for quality and for use of your product. About function and social objectives, sustainable packaging must continue to fulfill its core function, such as protecting food. This includes mainly shelf life, preventing contamination, ensuring mechanical resistance, and offering convenience to consumers. It's one of the best access for the use for the use of your packaging, and and especially for the objective of your packaging. Packaging also influences personally the size, and as you can see in this graph and this figure, such as with different materials that we use for paper, for example, paper-based or glass or plastic, and material with perceived negative that are with perceived negative environmental impact for less perceived. However, if we use there is the other materials such as plastic, metal combinations, glass, that they have a positive impact for environmental, as you can see with different percent for each one. According to one of the list of data related to Statistia Consumer Insight, as you can see in this graph, we have the consumers see the need for eco-friendly packaging that you can see in different countries with the different that share respondents seeing that eco-friendly packaging is an important aspect sustainability consumption, as you can see with different countries in Europe and Asia and in US. the survey conducted with to these countries, non-plastic or minimal packaging is the must winner considered levers for mass sustainability consumption. And that's it's very important as a tendency for this area of develop the new materials for to develop to formulate the new packaging, sustainable packaging exactly. About environmental impact, conventional packaging, when we talk about the environmental impact, it's very important to talk about this factor. In general, conventional packaging of the agri-food industry is dominated by polymer PET, PE, and PP, and PS. These materials are widely used in different sectors, not just in food sector, but also packaging for different sectors such as cosmetic or pharmaceutic sectors. However, their widespread use has created significant environmental challenge. Most conventional plastic are derived from fossil and uh, and follow linear economics such as extract, produce, use, dispose. This model results in high waste generation and limited materials recovery upfrontly, despite being the new technique, new innovation for recyclable, many conventional plastic package are not effectively recycled due to the contamination complex, as you can show on this graph demonstrate the global plastic production using this type of materials based on polymer materials between 1950 to 2019, as you can show with this uh, increase in the production of plastic. Plastic pollution is one of the trend, as you can see in this extract of the data of the world data about pathway by which plastic enters in the world oceans. Plastic pollution is one of the subject that we talk in general in different conference about environmental, about the plastic, about packaging, about food industry. In general, we talk about plastic pollution. It's one of the most visible consequences of conventional packaging plastic waste accumulated in landfills, rivers, ocean, and agricultural stores. Over time, plastic fragment into microplastics that are ingested by organisms and food chain. Marine ecosystems are particularly affected by pollution, and not just marine pollution, but natural environment in general, as affected by plastic composition. Microplastic have also been detected in salt and water and food and house, for example, in the kitchen. We talk about the microplastic that are diffused in product in different product, industrial product, food or cosmetic or other product upfrontly. This persistence pollution highlights the need for sustainable alternative and improved waste management system. And it's very important to choose an approach strategy for develop your future packaging, future sustainable packaging. Climate change impacts also by the use of plastic, use of packaging contribute to climate changes. Fossil fuel extraction, polymer synthesis, packaging manufacturing, and incineration all release greenhouse gases. Life cycle assessment consistently show that reducing materials used and increasing recycled content are among the most effective strategies to lower packaging carbon footprints. About challenges for waste management, it's a challenge for the industry, for researcher, for laboratories, for different sectors. Waste management systems struggle to cope with increasing volumes of packaging waste. Many regions lack like proper collection, storing, and recycling infrastructure, multi-layer and composite materials, further compliance to recycling as are difficult to separate. And developing region open dumping burning are common practices, releasing toxic compounds and harming public health. As you can show in this, as you can see in this table with the end of life pathways for packaging with different options and including recycling and composting options, one of the most subject for different laboratory and for our laboratory also we work in different in recycling and composting of packaging of food of waste food and the object to use this resource recovery and organic return. About principles of eco design and packaging. We will talk about in introduction about this principle of eco design. It's one of the best trends of an innovation idea and research in general. Eco design is a proactive approach that integrates environmental consideration during the design phase rather than addressing impact after production. Decisions is made at design stage, determining up to 80% of product environmental footprint. So this idea, as you can show in this figure about key principle eco design, as you can, the objective is to minimize the ecological footprints. We use the best materials for formulation of your product, reduce unbounded energy, apply systems, focus on manufacturing and aim for net positive carbon. Life cycle thinking for your packaging, as you can show in this slide, is the foundation for eco design. It evaluates environmental impacts across all stages of packaging existence, for raw material extraction to end of life for your packaging, as you can say. So in this graph of life cycle comparison, it depends of the nature of your packaging, of the material, raw material that we use for your packaging, and then about the impact, it's very different, as you can see, when different, as you can as show in different publications over different over years from 2013 to 2022. So students must learn that a solution that looks green at one stage may not be sustainable overall. So it's very important to adapt an methodology and approach, use different aspect for to develop your the packaging, to develop this aspect of your packaging between choice of the materials, raw materials, choice of the process, choice of nature of depending of nature of your product. And then the regulation aspect it's very important to talk about. About material reduction and lightweighting, it's one of the innovation idea to lightweighting for your packaging. Lightweighting is one of the most effective eco-design strategies, reducing materials thickness or eliminating accessory components, lowers raw materials used for emission and transport costs. As you can see in this figure about packaging technology for today, the use of the packaging allowed the best ingredients for your packaging allow to minimize the use of the plastic, regarding this differentiation between use of one and material for your first bottle and second one, with difference for and the weight between different years. So So it's very important to increase to the idea and of use of the best materials, raw materials and for your eco design or for your future packaging. So that is all for this first part. And the next part, we'll talk about design for recyclability, about eco-design principle, renewable and recycled materials. That is all for now. And thank you for your assistance.